right, y'all. Thank you for joining once again. I know it's been a very long minute since I sat down and done an interview, but we are back and it's a very special week. It is the Trans Visibility Week, which culminates with the Trans Day of Remembrance. I think it is on
21st.
The 21st. Thank you. I thought it was, but I wasn't quite sure, so thank you for that. And joining me, I have two very special guests, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. We have
Indy Johnson
and
Bodhi Alarcon.
I love it. All right, and what do y'all do?
It's complicated.
Isn't it always?
We are show producers.
Mm-hmm.
We have a show right now called the Harvest.Cabaret, and it is a collective of Atlanta QTPOC artists and craftspeople and showrunners, and people just have like a lot of different skill sets within our community, and we're all coming together with those skill sets to put on a very beautiful cabaret show for our people.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. Harvest Cabaret. So how did this come about?
So it all started out with an idea that our dear friend Zoe had. I think it was kind of percolating in all of us, you know, the itch to perform, the itch to share our talents, the itch to just get together again and like really like cultivate something like beautiful and for us. So this idea was around like highlighting, you know, the talents that people have around like the queer community. And the places that we're often not allowed to showcase those talents, the places that we're often like, you know, told to, you know, wait our time to like showcase those talents, and we're like, you know what, fuck it.
Okay. I don't know if this is me about to get messy or not, but inquiring minds want to know, and we don't have to name drop any places, but places saying wait your time. Tell me more about this.
Well, I feel like as you know, queers who are talented, trans folks who are like, you know, interested in many different things, like we do dabble in different organizations. We like, you know, get chances and opportunities to work with a lot of different people. But I think in my experience, I found that oftentimes, you know, my own talents or like the talents of like the people that I'm around, like they kind of get filtered through these lenses of these other people's ideas of what you're supposed to be or like how you're supposed to do it or to what ends you're supposed to be doing those things, and not just like really showcasing the rawness, the genuineness that like these people already have within themselves. You know, trying to filter them through these lenses of whiteness, through these lenses of capitalism, through these, you know, even these lenses of like nonprofit careerism, and like trying to like build you up to be a type of person that fits within this, you know, like bright and shiny white society, and not anything else, you know, not the like raunchy shit, not the like sexy shit, not the messy shit that we also want to celebrate as well.
I sure do. Okay.
Yeah, because they're all parts of us.
They
you know,
are.
we don't want to segment those parts of ourselves anymore. Like, tired of having to only bring pieces of ourselves into a space. We want to create a space, all of us, to just fully embody all of those things, be unapologetically who we are, and know that we have the motherfucking power.
Yes, we do. Come on now. And that's what I love about this show. And number one, thank you all for letting me be involved in it. It has been incredibly empowering. And I've been on my own mental trip with it. But before we get into that, so, and I don't think we've covered this yet, but tell us a bit about the themes of the show.
So the themes are death and rebirth, kind of like rising out of the ashes, like a phoenix, if you will. Catharsis, having like a release of passion, of some people say aggression. It's not aggression, but it's passionate. It's
right,
you know, but it's also like just giving ourselves space to feel the different dimensions that we all like possess. So it's shyness, right? It's like gentleness, but it's also like revolution, right? It's that radicalness. It's like, what do we actually need in order to usher ourselves into the next era. And my own personal interpretation is we have to have like that cathartic, that revolutionary moment, that decision that we make to do differently than what we've always felt or been told that we should do. So that's like the driving theme through all of the performances.
Okay.
Is that death is not the end. It is merely a transformation of energy from one thing into the next thing. One of the mythologies that we're introducing into the show is via Medusa from the Greek mythology, and her story. Honestly, she just got done dirty the whole time.
Right.
But the fact that even though so many times people had killed her, gods had gone out of their way to kill her, she never actually died. She merely transformed into the next iteration of the being that she was. During her final decapitation, before her head was literally put on Athena's shield, her spirit turns into a Pegasus, a horned Pegasus. So a wild horse that can fly and is also known to be extremely magical, right? One of the rarest breeds that you could ever come into contact with, if you're lucky.
Okay. We're talking about some very interesting things here. Number one, I love the phoenix as a symbol. That's been my personal thing. But also, the name of my very first car that drove me back and forth, it was a white Toyota Corolla 2001, and I called it Pegasus. And I've been in love with Pegasus so much that I was like, even if I make a whatever, my Pegasus.
Yes! I love that.
My animal, so it's so interesting for you to bring all that into it, and I love mythology and all that.
But see, I feel like that's what, that's the meant to be part. When we were concepting all of this, when people were coming in, giving their ideas, were telling, us, what they would love to see or things that they would not like to see. All of those pieces came together in order for us to be here in this moment to do the exact thing the way we wanted to do. In my opinion, you had that Pegasus Toyota because that's what you needed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it also ushered in space for you to eventually, come to this moment where we would have all met and we would be exalting said symbol in a way. You know what I'm saying?
No,
that makes sense.
No, that made sense to me, and what I love is the thought and care that's been put into this, and the use of symbolism. I don't want to say responsibly, because there's no but there's
it's intentional.
There it is. That's the word. It's intentional, and it's hopefully giving meaning to the people that are part of it, whether performing or
in the audience.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit of high right now, just because I love that kind of discussion. But what both of y'all, and go one at a time because we can share so much. But what are you most excited about for the show?
I'm excited to be a little selfish.
Okay.
I'm excited to be on stage.
Yes.
I'm excited to have that moment to be I am giving, I'm given to this audience, and I'm here to feel in this moment. I'm here to do nothing else but just give whatever it is I'm giving. I feel like this it's been a while since I've been able to do that, and then this past pandemic has also wrapped up all of these feelings that have been so constricted and felt very close. And back to what Indy was talking about with the catharsis, it definitely feels like a cathartic moment for me to have that moment to be on stage, just letting it out, to let my voice reverberate to the back of the auditorium, outside the auditorium, these reverberations have real effects on the outside world. And so I've been really missing that, and honestly, I'm really looking forward to that. And then also to have life be given to me by the other performers.
Right? How about you?
What am I looking most forward to? Accomplishing it.
Okay, come on down.
Doing the motherfucking thing. By the end of the night, Right, it's a wrap. We did it, people. We have everything that we need. The show went off without a hitch. It was what we wanted it to be. It was everything it needed to be.
Yeah.
I think that would be extremely exciting for me because it confirms to me that, one, I'm doing what I feel like in my purpose to do. And also that in moving in my purpose, I am also assisting other people who are moving in their purpose. And I think that's like really important to me. Because this is a joint effort. This show is literally a like amalgamash of everybody's various talents and resources and abilities and capabilities, and you know, the list goes on. And to be people who are like holding that and like kind of acting as that link or that bridge in between all of these various connections means that we have to be, in my own opinion, dare I say, strong enough to handle it, you know?
Yeah.
Dealing with like multiple things that could go awry, dealing with, you know, potential, you know, personality moments, because you never know who show up to the show.
You
Just
don't.
saying.
You don't know who's going to show up.
And when queer people get together and we do something brilliant, I will also say there always seems to be a little, you know, motherfucker waiting in the wing, ready to like
start some shit.
Right. And so I worry about those kinds of things. So I feel like getting to the end of the performance, of everybody's performances, we did the show, you know, the drinks were popping, the food was lit, you know, we did what we were here to do. But I will also second Buddy's statement of like, hell yeah, bitch, want to be on stage.
Yeah.
Come on.
I want to be fabulous, goddamn.
Right.
And I want everybody to see it.
You're already fabulous, and I can't wait for more people to see it. Like, y'all are just doing amazing. Damn it, I had a thought in there, and the problem lately is that I have thoughts and I lose them. So...
You can take a moment.
Yeah.
It's not-
shot, baby.
Oh, no, it's not coming back. Like
Well, cheers to that shot. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Damn it, it's so close. Oh, I know what it was now. So whenever I wrap up a show, it's like, oh my god, so much effort into this. Like, the song that always plays in my head, and I don't know if y'all have like something too that's like, I did that thing, but for the past 2 or 3 years, it's been Beyonce's like Before I Let Go. I'll finish something. It's just been like, I did that damn thing. Pop that champagne. Come on now. Like, but yeah, like that's just like. But I'm not gonna sing because.
Yeah, we say. Don't start now unless you want this to turn into karaoke.
Look, I'll say that for the after show. But yeah, so I was wondering if y'all have similar, like, I did the damn thing, sort of celebratory.
Like moments where it's like a song or something.
Like, I guarantee you, as I'm riding home, I will pop that song on the radio and I will blast it.
Groove to that shit.
I think there is a song that I feel like I will listen to either by the end of the night or maybe the next day after I like wake up, because yeah, and I think it's not even a song that I listen to very often, but it was one of the songs that I learned when I was in college. It's called "This Is the Moment" from Jekyll and Hyde, the musical.
Okay.
And it's just such a powerful song. Like the lyrics, and it requires like a lot of breath and a lot of fullness when you sing. And honestly, I wanted to low-key sing that show. I mean, I wanted to sing it in the show, but I'm doing too much. I'm not singing this time. We'll do it a different time.
Next time.
But I think that song will be kind of like that end for me, to be like, yeah, this is the moment. Because I'll also be turning 26. And
Tomorrow.
Oh, jeez. You know, it just starts a new chapter.
Y'all are just babies. I'm so happy for y'all. But starting a new chapter, you said.
Yeah, it'll just start a new chapter, and it'll be, you know, I'll be ushering into the next part of my life.
Yeah.
You know, and I really thought for a long time I was going to be one way. And now, you know, as I get older, I'm discovering that it's going to be something very different, which I'm embracing and I love who I am and how I've came to be and all the things. But it's just that moment of, yeah, like, this is the moment. Like, this is where that, like, pinnacle change happened. And I think that's what I'm like low-key a little struggling with.
Okay.
But also like really trying to embrace for myself.
Okay. We're going to put a pin in that. We're going to circle back to it. I don't even know where I got that phrase from, and I don't even know if I like it, but we're going to use it for now. Damn it. Oh, now I remember now. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this.
Say it however it is in your head.
Right now it's just pictures, so I have to figure out how to translate it.
Like, somebody give me a
Pictionary.
Yeah.
my head works in a lot of pictures, but what are you most excited about performing, I guess? Because, like, I've been part of the dance numbers that we're planning for the show, and they're amazing. I mean, so incredibly nervous, but also amazing. But
You look good as hell too, watching those like videos. Like, this is just rehearsal and Ava's already like killing it, like showing some face, like showing the body. Yes.
Okay, embodying the body.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that, and there's a lot of I'm going to receive that. And I'm just going to say I'm a work in progress. So I'm going to leave it at that. But thank you. But yeah, for me, like, dancing is something that's new to me, but also it's really exciting. And so for me, I'm looking forward to that aspect of performing. Mm-hmm. What gifts that y'all are sharing with the audience are you most looking forward to sharing, and why? Whoever wants to go first. And I know it's like give me a minute to think about it, bitch. Come on.
No, I think I got something. And this is something that I'm still, like, kind of gives me, like, some nervousness or anxiety, but it's also something that I'm very much excited about and looking forward to, is sharing the stage with my sibling, Zoe, who I was talking about earlier. The one who, you know, kind of came to everybody with this idea of, like, having this cabaret in the backyard or something.
I'm going to pause right there. Y'all are siblings.
Yes.
I'm going to cry. I don't know why that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy.
It makes me so happy too, you know, to be like sharing this like experience with them, to like be like, you know, going through a lot of this stuff, like all like the hard shit and like the good shit. Like it's been so long since we've had a chance to like cultivate something together, and even when we were cultivating something together, it was like, you know, it was like a high school play or something, and it was like not really like something that we were both like feeling comfortable in. Mm-hmm. And so like it's been such a joy to be able to like share this experience with them, to be able to like, you know, they had this vision, we're taking it in a place that's like even bigger than what they had envisioned, but like to like see themselves like pushing themselves, and like, you know, they finished like building the stage yesterday and shit, and like it's like a stage, like it's like they built it from nothing. They got all this wood, they put that together, and it's just like
it didn't exist, it never does.
Right.
Brilliance.
That's the crazy thing about art, is that like you imagine something and then there it is, and it's like it's magic.
Mm-hmm. It's magic.
It's magic.
It's fucking alchemy.
It is. Oof.
Those are fucking alchemists.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
What are you looking forward to?
I think I am most looking forward to so many things. Dancing, probably.
Okay.
And I'm going to say dancing because it's something I do a lot on my own, in front of my mirror, by myself, mostly naked. You know, it's like, I just want to see the body move. Period. It does something for me.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, being a trans person, like being reared to like have very specific ideas around how I should be and how I should live in my body, I think kind of made a lot of barriers to entry for me to feel like my whole self, especially when it comes to moving the way I want to move. You know, when I was a kid, people be like, why you walk the way you walk? Don't be walking like that. Why you got so much like twisting your hips? And bitch, cause I'm a model, bitch.
Right.
That's why. You mad cause you don't walk like that. Fuck you mean. And I had to eventually like come to like that catharsis for myself, like that release for myself to be like, I can be a femme I can be as sexy as I fucking want to be.
Yes.
I can be as embodied in my body and move the way I want to. And so this will be my first time actually dancing the way I dance in the mirror in front of people. You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
So
That's powerful.
and I'm like, because there was a moment where, you know, I have been dancing for, you know, my whole life. Like, I've really been dancing for a long time. But it's been a very specific type of dance. It's been very, like, what other people said I should do.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get an opportunity to do what we feel like we should do, you know? And I want to, you know, go ham. I do. I want to go ham. And I want to show myself that I can walk the way I walk, talk the way I talk, move the way I move, and I'm okay.
Be in your power.
Be in my power.
I love it so much. Okay, as we wrap up this segment, yes. As we wrap up this segment, both of y'all, what do you hope that the audience takes with? And I know that we've covered so much, but I feel like giving each of these things a succinct question helps frame the entire event. So it's not that I'm not listening, it's just, yeah. I don't know why I said that. Keep going.
You know, we're framing, or we're showcasing so many, like, different talents, different artistries, different forms of self-expression, that I hope that, like, the audience comes away with the feeling of empowerment in their own self-expression. That they see all of these diverse talents, and that they see all of these people, like, in their power on stage, and being like, you know what, I can take that power too. I can, like, have that power for myself, and, like, you know, be able to have that, you know, internal transformation moment of, like, I'm not just a bystander here. I'm a part of this, like, greater thing. I'm a part of this, like, greater movement of, like, people coming into their power, queer and trans people of color, like, coming into their, like, power that have been so, like, you know, repressed and beat down from every angle, from families, like, all of these, like, kinds of ways. But, like, in this space, we love you how you are. We love you how you are becoming. We love you how you will become, you know, because, like, we're all in this, like, transformation constantly. And so just hoping that people can, like, you know, see what they see on stage, not just as something separate, but as something as part of themselves as well.
Oh my god, I love that.
I know, right? Me too. I'm like,
Some words for ending.
how you got that? Shit. That is
Right.
We really hope bitches take that away from the performance. We really do. Please feel your power. It really is about your autonomy. I think, like, I'm, especially through this process, I'm also starting to learn, like, it's about making a decision. You know, as a being who has been incarnated on this earth, who is alive, who has capability to, like, converse and communicate, to, you know, I have things that I am able to do. I take up space, and I am allowed to take up space simply because I exist. I am here. And, like, to really hone in on that for people, like, to really live in your autonomy, to really, like, know that you have the power, like, you make the decision, and then, you know, the world will move according to what decision has been made for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we create our joint realities. And I want people to also take that away from the show, that, like, yeah, when they come to the show, like Bodhi said, like, you are helping create the larger thing. You are a part of the larger thing. You making the decision to be in a space to get fed in the way that you're being fed is your autonomy, you know? And you can take that with you. You take that everywhere you go, you know? And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Like, don't let nobody diminish what you have going on, because you're here and you're valid and you are a person. Especially to all my queer and trans babies, like, across the board. Like, so many people, I'm gonna get a little dark for a second.
No. You go wherever you need to go.
So many people have, like, been taught to hate themselves. Specifically, queer and trans people have been taught, of color, for real, have been taught self-hatred. And that, I also feel like, has spilled over into acts of violence has been spilled over into acts of self-violence, high suicide rates, people being isolated, feeling like they don't have community, feeling like they don't have like access to anybody other than their family members, who sometimes are not the people who have your best interest at heart. I'm gonna say it that way.
Yeah.
Yes, if you watching this, sometimes family members are really shitty, and just because we share blood does not mean that we should remain in community together.
Exactly.
Because some of you bitches are harmful.
That part right there.
And I had a friend who passed away. She committed suicide. Her name is Christine, and it happened this year, so it's still a very fresh thing for me. And I'm going to pay homage to her at the cabaret, death and rebirth. I know that she's not gone, that she is merely transformed into the next dimension, into the next life, into the next energy. I can still feel her oftentimes around me, I still have those moments. And yeah, just thinking about like how she felt, or from what I know, like how she felt when she was here in the physical, and that how so much of that came from outside forces, like outside people who were literally like didn't have your best interest at heart and stuff, like really fucked me up. It still fucks me up. And so I definitely want to like just bring that up for people, like bring that to the surface, like really sit in the uncomfortableness that is the reality that we live in a really fucked up world. It's super, super fucked up. Okay, people are doing heinous, terrible, awful shit to other folk.
They are.
And
all the time.
Sometimes grieving is survival.
Yes.
Because like you can't like accept all that fucked up shit and also like just be able to go on with your day. Like we need spaces where people can grieve and like be in that process. Something I'm really like learning too. So like, yeah, just really echoing that. Like, we need to be able to like hold these uncomfortable emotions and hold these like feelings of like, despair, and be held while we have those, because they're real emotions, and we need to be able to face them and like, process them, grow from them, transform from them.
Yeah. So definitely want people to take that away from the show, to be, to embody their full selves, to stand in their autonomy, but also to know that like you're standing in your full self also means standing in the uncomfortableness, also means standing in the hard conversations, also means not shying away from the things that it would feel more comfortable to shy away from. To just keep those things at the forefront, and not back away from it, because it's the world that we live in. But we can create a new world.
We sure can.
And that's what we're also doing. So take that away from the show too. We're making our own fucking world.
Well, it goes into that whole idea of life, death, and rebirth. Like,
something had to die for something to live.
There we are. Grieve for what's lost, but create something new. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick little break, and hopefully y'all will tune in for part 2. And I have a feeling that it's going to get really good, because things are already percolating right now. So we're just going to say that. Okay.